Alright, let's have it up. Let's start this then. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. So, good morning to everyone. Happy Wednesday to everyone else. Hope you guys doing well. It's an interesting one on crypto. So, we're going to do a few things here. Number one, we're going to do a recap of yesterday. I'm a little bit pissed off, I ain't gonna lie to you, right? I marked out the plans for Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatnot, and I took the trade for Ethereum, did well on that, but I missed out on Bitcoin, right? I missed out on the Bitcoin one. And it's one of those where I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, fuck man, I had it all marked out. I didn't hit the trade. Although Ethereum showed me it was bearish, but never mind. The good thing is that we can always learn from the mistake. And I'm going to show you my mistake, what happened, and why I was a little bit hesitant to pull the trigger. Obviously, risk management is going to be the big key factor for me yesterday. And then obviously when you start shanking, it did what it wanted. But never mind. We'll do the recap for Bitcoin. We'll go through ES, we'll go through dollar index as well. And yeah, we'll just go through there, make some some plans itself. To be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, Bitcoin is at a make or break in this area here. We've got a few things we need to keep an eye on, but I do want to show you this. And if it's a make, then it's all good. Then we have plans for the upside. If it's a break, it's fine. We have plans for the downside, right? But yeah, that's how it is. So I want to give a shout out to all of you guys, man. Thank you so much for actually attending the show. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you guys are here. We got Kuko's in the thingy in the chat. Amar's here. We got Valentine. We got Jay. Morning to you guys. Tunahan, Power 4's here. Khalil. Walaikum salam. Bam Bam Bitcoin is here. He's always here with the sub DJ, sub Dainks. I love him, man. Big respect to him as well. So yeah, man. So let's get smashing. So before we do so, I just want to say, hit the likes, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Take everything that I say to you into how do I say? I was gonna say pinch of salt. Pinch of salt is the wrong word because there's alpha there. But like wherever I show it in the stream itself, it's for your own learning curve. I'll show you a range of other stuff as well. You can implement it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't give a shit. That's your problem. Just as long you're thinking you're profitable in your own way, all good. And if you're not thinking, if you like it and you find good things, pay attention to it. And the things I do, it's all repetition, right? I get a lot of questions on Twitter in regards to how do I do this, how do I do that, how do I pick out a range, how do I pick out SRs. I get that a lot. But the key really is repetition. Just do it over and over and over again. Because at the end of the day, it's you guys are gonna have to make it yourself, right? Because tomorrow I might be dead, man. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like I don't know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow or in the next couple of hours. But it's like while I'm here, take whatever you can and learn from it. And if it works out well, I'm really happy for you. If it doesn't work out well, then you know, we gotta just change your styles and whatever, right? So let's get cracking, right? Oh shit, we got NJ in the thingy in the building. What's going on, brother? Are you in the toilet today? Like right now? That's that's why he's always at. So so Bitcoin. Let's just do a recap, right? We'll do the recap now, and I'm gonna show you where I went wrong. Okay? Now let me just delete this. So yeah, recap time. Let's do this. I'm gonna show you Bitcoin. What it was, what the plan was yesterday, and how it planned out X, Y, and Z. And Ethereum was the only trade I took yesterday. It was a good trade on Ethereum. I held it a little bit longer, but I'll talk to you in a moment. So anyway, what do we have? We got the focus on this bit here. This area here is Monday's range, and I was saying to you yesterday, right, is that I was looking for. So if I go on the 15 minutes, it makes a lot more sense. And I was saying that this last high that's in the market down, I was looking for it to tag, and if it doesn't reclaim. If it reclaims, we can play up higher. We'll go to, target 1, target 2, right? Breakout, then we carry on. Or, that's one scenario. Or, if it does this, comes into it, comes back, bounces off this, take out this high here, breaks down, then I'll start shorting it there, target 1, and I'll say that's target 2, and that'll be target 3, okay? Then from there, watch how it works. If we hold above it, and start reclaiming bullish market structure, cut the trade. But if it decides to shank, and start breaking down, because we're taking out liquidity here. I talked about this yesterday in depth. Liquidity was resting here, and there's also liquidity resting in here. Can you see that? That double bottom. So people are going to place their stops, and I was saying that we'll be taking out liquidity. That's the next target into this box. That was the play. Obviously, as you can see right now, it played out perfectly well because it started rejecting, right? Now, I didn't take the trade yesterday. NJ actually, like, Yuki's in the group, man. How's it going, brother? Yeah, and Joe, learn from me, man. Whatever you can. It's for your own bit there. You're on good as well. I mean, I'm not saying I'm amazing or anything like that, but there is some stuff that you guys can actually put into your own strategy itself. So yeah, so looking at Bitcoin, right? And I remember NJ messaged me yesterday. Must have been about just after 3 o'clock because I took the short on Ethereum, and he's like, "Yo, are you long or something like that?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm short, but I'm watching this. I might have to cut it if I'm wrong." And it played out really well. But anyway, so this is the thing is, right? So like I said, I was looking for this, a retest into this block over here. Takes out this stop over there, break down, and let's go, right? Let's go all the way down to range low. I mean, confirmation would have been here, break down below here, and off we go. That's the confirmation. The confirmation was this, right? The moment we smashed below this SR, right? I was saying to use an SR. I told you, resistance, smash above it, support. So ideally, if it was going to be bullish, if it holds above it, reclaim here. I cut the short, right? I cut the short because this is now bullish market structure taking out this high over here. But if you retest, breaks down, that's your confirmation over here. Now, I was watching this, right, around like from about 2 o'clock, because what happened was price started coming down over here, right, and it was holding support here. I'm like, alright, you know what? If price come into this area here, find support of this, and it's gone back up, and it started to shoot up higher. If it was to hold, right, we need to I still want to see this to hold, and then I can start looking at placing a long target 1. Going into the next set of target for Monday's time. That's what I was looking for. And I was watching Ethereum at the same time. But what happened was it was with BTC, it comes down, retests here out of nowhere, and just shanks down lower. And by the time it was shanking, right, I was like, oh shit, we lost this. This happened at 3:15. This happened at 3:15 when it happened there. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna watch this for the next the next half an hour, see how this goes. I need to find a retest up here. Then I start shorting. I'll have a hard stop there. That's where my hard stop will be, because I'd be wrong in this area there. But then we start playing downwards. I'm like, fuck, and I was really pissed off. Honestly, I was like, this is a fucking short and a half. Now, if you look at it, why did I not take the short and what went wrong? And I'm going to show you Ethereum, why it played differently. Ethereum was very different to this as well. And I was a little skeptical with Bitcoin. I took a full risk on Ethereum, but I just didn't take it, all right? Happens. You miss the trade, And if you look at this high here, if I had just paused for a moment and just watched this high, this was already telling us, let's go on the 5 minutes. This was already telling us it's now become a new resistance, all right? So if I bring up my brush, I'll explain to you. So this is the high, come back down, find off the support of the SR, we bounce into it, resistance. Come back down, bounce off the SR, bounce into it, resistance. That already here, this was the key for me to say, you know what, time to go lower. These 3 wicks on the 5 minutes was enough for me to tell me I could have placed a stop here, a hard stop above this blue box if I wanted to, right? Just to give me a bit of breathing space, because if we start holding it and take out this, then I'm like, alright, if we take out this high, it's best to cut the trade. Or I'll just decide to let it stop me out if it doesn't go up higher, and I'll play up higher, right? I'll mitigate my risk by playing this range, and I'll just get my one off this. That's what I was thinking. But if I had paid attention, this was it. This was the key. Where was my confirmation? Do you remember I told you about bounces, right? I keep saying to you, like, when bearish market structure, you get a bounce, right? Or a retest of a block, you get, so like, listen for this, you get this, you get a bounce, and then he plays whatever, takes out the stop, comes back down, and whatever, and then it breaks down like this. And then this initial bounce from this block over here, right? Let's say this was here, right here, and this is actually played out here, okay? Does everyone follow me? Just hopefully you follow me. I'm speaking really, like, my brain's running like a fucking train wreck over here, because I'm pissed off at this. But that's trading for you, alright? So you learn from my mistakes here. So normally, I was saying to you guys, so let's just say this happens there. Well, this actually happened right here. Fuck. What the fuck am I doing? It's actually happened over here. This pattern here is this pattern here, okay? So come back down. The initial bounce from there, that's your confirmation. If we lose this level here, like we did over here, this is your confirmation. Your stop loss would have been above the blue box. Capiche? Everyone gets it? That's the confirmation, right? Now, let's relate this story that I've got here into here. This is alpha, guys. If you're not writing this down or paying attention, then I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to help any further. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But yeah, look here. So this is the bounce. This is the first initial bounce. Go across. I'm going to change this color as black. And you can watch this. That's the high. Initial bounce. Come back into this block, the 15-minute block. Bounces off it again, just like we did over here, right? And then it decides to go back up, bounces off this, takes that, well, take it out, it doesn't really, well, it's equal highs or whatever, equal triple high, whatever you want to call it, right? And then it comes down and it takes out these lows. It closes below. Do you see the body? Let me just zoom in so you guys can focus a little bit. It closes below that low. That bounce. Remember that bounce target? It closes. That body candle was a sign because the next 5-minute candle was a retest and it sells off. So ideally, this is your confirmation. That was your confirmation there. Even if you want to play this, I'll give you an example right now. Short position, and let's just say you entered over here, for example, your stop loss, let's say hard stop over here now, and you played back all the way to the range low. It's still a 1-hour trade. Even if I missed it, that was a 1-hour trade for me. So I made about 5 hours yesterday. I'll explain to you in a bit. And I could have bagged another 1 hour. And I was saying the plan, just like the plan I was saying in the very beginning, right? That if we get below it, we get below this, start breaking down, we go for this next target there. Ideally, you'd watch it because look, that 5 minutes was a complete shank below. It could have expanded to a 2.1 hour trade. I just lost 2.1 hour. Alright, it's not at the end of the day. But a trade's a trade. Sometimes, like you get, you know, when you get so hooked into the market, and yeah, I think that's what it is. I think right now at the moment, like the shorts are going so well, and I'm loving the shorts and whatever, and I'm getting very addicted to the market itself. I'm having a lot of love for it. I do have a lot of love for it, and then so when like I have a plan, and oh yeah, that was it, man. I got high yesterday. Fucking hell. I jumped on NJ's stream yesterday, in it for the tech, and I got high before so because I spent like an hour and 50 minutes on the stream yesterday. And what happened was I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna watch the chart and whatever, and just do its thing, blah blah. And then when the trade comes, I'll take the trade. Got high, jumped on NJ's stream, and I saw that it's Cali Orange. I felt the after effects afterwards, and yeah, so it slowed me down. Lesson learned: don't get high before you take the trade. Get high at the end of the day, all right? So anyway, so that's what it is. Now, let's have a look. What's everyone saying? So Tom's in the chat. I'm here thanks to Jay. Oh yeah, appreciate you, Tom. Jay from Footsie, from Twitter. She's lovely. She is. Amar says you are amazing. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Good to hear that you're doing well, man. I'm here. Is anyone here joining WAST? What's WAST? WST. Lavish says good morning. Yuki is like, it's all here, man. So Joe, afternoon, my brother. Yeah, perfect breakdown, man. Yeah, I've missed it out, but it is what it is. You get some and you win some, you lose some in it. But we'll look for the next one. And then you got like Jay Moap. Oh yeah, he's a sick guy. Love him. Good kid he is. Can you make a copy trade for the $199 a month for your trades? I've never done a copy trade in my life. And to be honest, these plans are all perfect, man. I mean, we've been killing it. Monday got a 10.1 hour trade. Yesterday was like I think overall it was a 4 hour trade. That's a 14-hour trade. If you risk, let's say for example $100, that's $1,400 in 2 days. So if you risk 1,000, it's 14,000 and blah blah blah. But that's not a bad number though. It's been a good week so far. So that's the Ethereum. Now let's go. Sorry, Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum. The Ethereum plan. I showed this plan. I did say I took profits on Twitter because just for okay, let's break this down. I was saying it yesterday, right? And I said there was two things, right? There was number one, Ethereum breakdown was this. Number one was this. We have this block here, Monday's high, and we've also got this other block here. The last 15-minute candle. It was 15-minute candle. Let's go here. That's it. Yeah, the last 15-minute candle, as you can see, made. Oh no, that's wrong. Wait, delete the wrong shit. Delete this, delete that, delete that. Let me start again. Alright, so there was a few things, right? Number one, got this last 15-minute candle that came up, retest it, shank down, okay? Then I also had this 15-minute candle over here. Why? Because price was coming into here and rejected. Come into here, rejected. And I was saying that ideally I would have wanted to come, well, take out Monday's high. I mean, that's not Monday's high, to be honest. That's fake Monday's high. Monday's high is about like this. There we go. That's right. So ideally, what I was looking for is a price to come into here, break down, and off we go. Mid range, and then we play down weekly open, 25%. Well, back to the range low, and then from range low, I was saying afterwards, from the range low, we watch how he goes. If he shanks below it, finds resistance, breaks down, we go to the next set of targets, going down to this. Right? What is that? That is the 75% of the range, because this is a range bound environment that I've got over here. You can even see that's the high and that's the low, and then from there we can play level to level back to here, right? So we'll see how it goes, right? And I'll talk about it in just a moment. But at least extended targets I was saying was here, where I marked it at the 75% range, which is about 1126, right? 1126. So as you can see right now, Ethereum start to play out exactly what I wanted, right? Which is why it was confusing the shit out of me on Bitcoin. This is where I got confused. I entered right here. You can see my entry right here. You see, I mean the wick is just a bit just below the blue box. I entered below here. 1126 I entered on there. I had my invalidation above this. That's my hard stop there, to be honest, because in case we come back, take out this high, breaks down, and then I say, all right, then we can go a lot more lower, and it was just like a stop run off this high, probably a stop run there, and I'll expect this to hold for bearish. Bullish, I was looking for something to hold above it, and let's go to the next level, okay? So when I entered into this trade, right, and I looked at it, right, you see how Bitcoin, like Ethereum, comes back close to the weekly open, and it comes into the original box I was looking for. Bitcoin didn't do that. Bitcoin, so if you go to Ethereum, this was about at 2:30 UK time. Bitcoin at 2:30 UK time did this, and I was getting confused. I'm like, all right, then cool. Maybe it's just one of them fake ones, and then we're gonna play around here and take this stop. Now I took one trade and only one trade. The reason I took one trade was to actually to reduce my risk. I've said that a lot of times to you guys. Let me break that down to you. I'll break that down in just a moment. Actually, let me just talk about this and I'll talk about risk. So I took the trade, target 1, target 2, target 3. Then I watched this. I took profits and some profits there. Didn't close the whole thing, and I watched it break down, and I was like, if it takes this low, we can play a lot more lower to here. Now I cut the trade yesterday around. I'll tell you where. It's about around here. Why did I cut the trade? Because I was like, all right, you know what? This is an area consolidation, right? And price was bouncing over here, right? It's around there. I think it's 1145 or something. Yeah, around this level. Because I was watching it for a little while, and that's a 5-hour trade, to be honest. Like even about 1145 or around. I think it was around here. Yeah, that was it. It's about this bit here. Because I was watching this consolidation over here. Price started to consolidate off here. Yeah, I closed it at, quite aggressively, but I was quite happy with it anyway. I was like, you know what? There's only so much milking you can do. So I've got another consolidation here, and I was like, all right, cool. Price is getting above here, right? It's getting above here. I'm like, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it when it comes back down, and then that's it. See what happens after. Obviously, it gets down, and here we go. So that's a 5-hour trade plus a 10-hour trade I did. That's 15 hours. So I think that's a fucking good week for all of us anyway. But that's it, right? Now, let me explain to you what if you're risk management, okay? The risk management I talk about, right? I always talk about that. It's like, okay, if I have like, let's say I got a $10,000 account. Now I'm just gonna say a $10,000 account, and I'm gonna manage my risk. Which basically, what is a risk? A risk is basically if I've got my stop loss, right, and I've got my entry, right? Like, sorry, I've got my entry, got my stop loss, and I know where I'm wrong. Now, for every R that you have, so like for example, if this is my stop loss up here, so and I've got a $10,000 account and I'm looking to risk, let's say I'm risking 2%. 2% of the account. $10,000, 2% is £200. Okay, that's $200, right? Yeah, $200 I'm risking. If I'm risking $200, that means for every R, I'm getting $200. Make sense? Let me just bring this up there. So every R, I'm making $200. Let me just have a cig too as well in my pocket. And we'll get back to thingy. So yeah, so every R, I'm making $200. So when I say I made like a 3R trade, that means it's a $600 trade off one, like, you know, off a day trade itself or a scalp trade or whatever. Obviously, scalp trade I wouldn't risk the same. I risk half of that, right? Sometimes a third. Depends on how aggressive and how tight I'm playing. So that's how I'm managing my risk. So when I was looking at Bitcoin yesterday, I was like, all right then, I'm already in a trade where I'm risking 2%, for example. Okay, the bigger your account, risk less. Okay, so if you risk it, like if you got like, I don't know, like a 20,000. If I had a 20,000 account, I'll risk 1%. If I have like, then from there I'll risk 1%. Like 50,000 or 50K account, I risk 1% of the account. So which basically means for my stop loss, I'm gonna get stopped at 1% of the account. So in this situation, I'm saying a $10,000 account, I'm risking 2%, for example. You could do 1%. I'm just saying numbers here. I'll do a video about risk management soon. I keep saying that over and over again. I'm gonna have to get that started. But yeah. Anyway, so then what I look at is that if I'm risking 2%, if I have my stop loss and that's $200, if I get stopped out, I've lost $200 of the account. So now it becomes $9,800. Okay. If I'm gonna go, and that's Ethereum. If I do BTC, now I have two sets of account, right? Oh, sorry, two sets of trades that are running on $200 each. So if I get stopped out on both of them, that's $400. I've lost 4% on my account, which is a lot to me. To me, that's a fucking lot. I don't want to like losing that. Then I start like managing my risk and reducing the percentage of that I'm risking in the portfolio to make that money back. All right. So that's what it was. So I looked at Bitcoin, and I made a decision yesterday. And this is where it comes down to one, experience, and two, you got to be very calm and psychologically just be right in the mind. I'm not saying you got to be cuckoo in the head to actually play or whatever, but you got to be right in the mind to make a sound decision. And I made the decision yesterday to say, you know what, Ethereum is coming back to range high, Monday's high. I didn't take out Monday's high. I got my definitive loss, stop loss. I know where I'm wrong, and that's it. If Ethereum stops me out, I'm gonna watch how Bitcoin plays. Let Bitcoin come to the area I want to short, and when it breaks down, I'll take the short on Bitcoin, and I look what Ethereum is doing. If that's breaking down at the same time, I'll take the short on Ethereum and then mitigate my loss. Does that make sense? That's what risk management it comes down to. It's a lot of that, right? So if you have like a $1,000 account, I wouldn't say to you risk 50% of your account, risk $500 in a trade. That means if you got two trades wrong, you're fucked. You just lost $1,000, and that's a lot of money. So hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys there. That's what I mean about risk management, but I will break that down in depth in the coming, has to be next week. I've got to get it done for next week. I'm thinking, let me know in the chat, guys. Would you like me to do it once a week, like one episode a week of this learning education stuff? I don't think I will be able to do one every day. I'll be honest with you, there's a lot to do because there's a lot of preparation. But I'm thinking once a week, and if it's once a week, when would you like to? Would you prefer it? Would you prefer it on a Saturday? Would you prefer it on a weekday or a Sunday? Because Sunday I got the weekly outlook, which I do at 6 o'clock UK time. But I think I might fill it up on a Saturday. That's my opinion. And it might be about a good like a 10 episodes of that 10 weeks trading course kind of thing. So you guys can go back over and over again. That's what I'm looking to do. So that's that. So Tom asked me where in the UK is based. Am I based? I'm based in Birmingham, bro. Yeah, Birmingham. Just on the outskirts. I'm not too far from the airport. Asgard in the chat. Nice to see you here, brother. Looks like we're going below 20k today, unless ES is going up. We're going to touch ES today. I think ES is also interesting here, so I want to touch that as well. So yeah, Asgard saying Saturday would be great. Weekend is better for education stuff. Yeah, Valentine's alright. Saturday, Jumper saying Saturday too. Yuki saying Saturday too. Oh, Tom's in from Blackpool. Nice. Blackpool's beautiful. I used to go to the thingy, to the Blackpool Lights on November every year. Back when I was young, my dad used to take this. It was a good time. Joe was saying weekend is best. Alright then, so weekend's gonna happen. I'll probably do the first one on Saturday, you know? Yeah, fuck it. I think we should do it. This Saturday we do the first episode on risk management. I think that's really important for everyone. Now you're saying it's not beautiful, but that's because you've probably been travelling around. But I'll tell you something about Blackpool. It's a lot of fun. You got that water park there, and that was cool. It was really cool there. And it's like I can say like Birmingham is boring, but some people come to Birmingham and they find it quite nice. It's nice and calm. Well, especially where I live, it's a very, very calm white man's area, to be honest as well. Like I'm legitimately probably the second or third Asian bloke that lives on this street. Legitimately, I think I'm pretty clear where I'm from if I say white man's area by the airport. But yeah, it's a nice area though. I love the old people here, man. They're really, really nice, man. Really lovely people. Got a lot of respect. But what's nice about here, people that lives in this area are educated people. So when I used to live in an area called Alum Rock in Birmingham, right? I was young. For those who don't know what Alum Rock is, Amar, I think is he in the chat? Is Amar in? Yeah, Amar's in. He would know what Alum Rock is. B8. Dude, that was rough, man. Fucking rough. Got into a lot of fights, a lot of problems there. X, Y, and Z. Growing up, and that's the thing is education is power. I'm not shitting on people who lives in bad areas because, dude, I was from there as well too. I know how it is. Like I got family in really bad spots in London as well, and I know how it is. So it was one thing. My pops when he came from Mauritius. Oh, it's going on off the rails a little bit. Sorry guys. Fuck it. It's my stream anyway. I do what I want to do. But yeah, I remember when like my pops would always say to me that Papa was always saying to me is like I came from Mauritius with nothing, and he would come into he came to England in 1989. Yeah, 1989 he came in England, and he told me the same story. He came from Mauritius to France, was there for 3 months, France to the UK, and he'd always tell me the same story. He came to the UK with a plastic bag, and in there was his boxers, a pair of socks, and £50 in his pocket. And he goes like, I didn't leave Mauritius for you guys to fuck about and get into fights, get into problems and bullshit like that. And he always said education is power. Education is the thing that's gonna give you the future. If you don't have education, you have nothing in life. And so I'm not saying everyone should go to uni and whatnot. I'm saying that just understanding how people are, understanding the area that you are, and understanding the landscape we are in right now. Like it's a very bad time, and if you can educate yourself via, I don't know, like electric as an electrician, as a gas guy, a plumber, as a doctor, as an engineer, anything, even trading right now itself, if you look at it right now, you educate yourself, you become in sync, you give yourself something to work with, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. If you keep yourself busy, keep yourself, you've got a hobby, for example, you're not gonna get yourself into any trouble. So like I do this for fun. For me, this is all fun. All this I'm doing, right? They're spending my time chatting to you guys every single day. It's now become such a hobby that I love Twitter. No, sorry, not Twitter. I love YouTube. I love it so much, man. And I can understand why people lose their time on it. So I lose my freaking time on it now. So it's a beautiful journey. It is a beautiful journey. Sandcastle. No, I'm not from Sandcastle. Cardano, SC, EXO, Dainks, and NJ. Dude, those three that you mentioned, SC, EXO, NJ, they're legends, man. That's what they are. So let's see. Imagine Uncle New would lose a lot more than £50. Dude, I think he'd be pissed. He'd be really pissed. He's like, Mako, Likitoma. Like basically means you dumbass. Nikitoma in Creole, which is what we speak, is like broken French. It's a really bad way of saying your mum's. Yeah, this is swearing at your mum. But yeah, I mean, education is how immigrants flip the poverty line. Definitely true way, 100%. That's what it is. It comes down to that. Right, let's get into some BTC views and whatnot, and let's just play the game because it's time to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me remove all this because, I mean, there's no rush in terms of looking for a trade right now. I did have an idea what's going on. BTC, all right? Talking about make or break. Right, make or break in what way? You see this? Now, remember I was I kept showing you these blocks, right? I kept showing you these blocks of these lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs on the downside, and we're playing these blocks here, playing off this block here, playing off this block here, playing off this block here. Remember I was showing you that? It's the same thing on the upside, right? You're gonna have blocks too, okay? What are the blocks, all right? So I'll give you an example. Got one highlighted already, right? The one I got highlighted is this one here. That's a block there. This is another block here. Price is going to come down. This is another block here. Price is going to come down. Support, support. This is another block here. Price came down, came into it, support. And then the moment we lose this block here, we can flip bearish. See, come down there as a deviation above this block. Oh, fucking, this is actually really messy. What the fuck? Let me do this properly. Sorry, guys. That's just being lazy. Right? So we've got this block here, for example. And you can see, I'm just going to highlight all these blocks. Right? Approximately the last low that made the thingy that sent the market higher. Alright? That's what I'm doing. Right? So let's focus on one at a time. So, and let's do this one as well. There's one more. It's about here. Approximately around here. Okay? So, no. That's a lie. It's this one here. There we go. That's it. So what I've done, I've highlighted these blocks where consolidation is on a smaller time frame, and like the last low that sent the market higher kind of thing, right? And what tends to happen? So do you remember I was talking about bullish market? I'm going to just do it here. Right? Remember I talked about like market structure, right? Bearish, and then you got bullish market structure. What tends to happen is price finds these blocks, right? So the block here rejects off it. The block here rejects off it. Right? You get the picture, right? The block here. Obviously, this is a bit of a they say that's the rejection of it, right? Another block here rejects off it. You see these? So that's how we look. We use these blocks, right? I use these blocks a lot, to be honest, as well. Like this is my bread and butter that I'm actually giving out to you guys as well. So there's like 40 people in the chat. Smash the likes, man. You know, you guys are getting alpha and a lot of learning curve from me, man. Pardon me, sorry about that. So, and hopefully you guys actually get something out of it. So yeah. So I talked about the bullish and bearish market structure a little bit more in depth than I am doing right now. It's on Dainks Corner episode 5. Do check it out. The chapter's there. I keep repeating myself over and over again. Literally, there's a lot of alpha there, and the first 25 minutes really is a lot of key. Okay, so if you're not going back onto it, well, there's only so much you can do. Anyway, so confirmation will be here. Confirmation will be here. Confirmation will be here. Confirmation will be here. As long as we hold these blocks. Yep, cool. Everyone understands that? Screenshot it. Tell your mom. Tell your dad about it as well. Tell your brothers and sisters, and so they can learn. Cool. Let's remove all this and let's go back to work. So now you understand what these blocks are talking about. Now I've done these blocks here, and you can start seeing. I'm in no rush actually for a plan just yet, right? Because I'm still waiting for certain things to happen, which we'll go to plans next anyway. So price come up here, goes up, comes down here, goes up, comes back down. It doesn't retest this block. Ideally, this block would eventually have to be retested. And what happened, lo and behold, we go all the way around and you retest it here. The question is, do we hold above it and go higher, or do we lose this block and go lower? Right? That's what we're looking for next. Okay? Make sense? So, as you can see here, on the smaller time frame, let me just zoom this out there, like that. Price comes back, bounces off it, holds support, goes up higher. Next block, fuck off. Right? Actually, this one is wrong, sorry. This one is over here. This one is over there. That's it. There we go. There we go. We can use that. Right? So, price goes up, goes down. It doesn't retest this. Goes up higher, retest this block here. Good. So this is held, we got higher. we make a new block here, go up high, finds resistance of Saturday's last week Saturday's high, comes back down, retest it, goes up, finds resistance, retest over here. Retest over here, right? Off this another block you can see over here. Goes up higher, retest off here. Goes up higher, retest off here. Goes up higher, retest up here. But then you see this bearish, this market structure. So you can see. Let me make this as a different color. Actually, I need to freaking change this. Make this as 2, and then I'll change this as red. Actually, no, let's make it green so you guys can see that it goes up. Okay. You can see market structure. Same principle. Market structure is up, down, up. Fuck off. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it keeps doing this, and you can see it's making higher highs. Sorry, there, and there, and then it comes here, and there's this. You can see, right? I know this is a bit messy. I'm going to actually move this all the way up now, all right? And we're going to see, relate this upwards. That's up there, and that's up there. Okay. I haven't changed any of the scales or nothing like that, so you can see that this is how price is going. Price is moving upwards, showing bullish market structure. You see, lower higher highs, lower lows, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. Sorry, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high. Ignore this bit here. Higher high, lower high. It still holds here. Higher high holds here, and then the bottom over there. You see this? It's like pretty much you can start seeing. Let me remove all this. You can start seeing that this is support, right? So we make this high, swing it lower high. Then make it higher low, higher high, higher low. Then he says like you're like, okay, is this a lower high now, right? And the moment we smash below this, we smash this low, this lower high, no higher low. Then the market structure is shifting. It's shifting to what? To bearish market structure. And as we can see, what happened there, let me delete all this now. I don't need all this. As you can see, this is why I need that education point. I think it's going to be really important that we get this done really soon. As you can see, from this block here, you see when we smash below it, we come down, we do a deviation of the block, and we find resistance, and off it goes. So bearish market structure is there. What's going on? So NJ, what happened? NJ, what happened with yesterday late stream? You kept removing. Oh, I think he was testing something. That's what it was. He was just testing something. I was with him to help him out on that one. He said dedicated trading can be second profession, guys, and you can do it from your phone. How great is that, dude? Jay, if you don't believe me, ask anyone on Twitter. For 4 years straight, full goddamn off, nearly 4.5, 5 years really straight. I did not have a PC. I did not ever trade off my off the PC or a laptop or an iPad. It was on a phone and an iPhone 7, and that's how I did it. And like I don't know anyone who can trade off a phone like the way I do it. I'm not gloating or anything like that. We're talking big, but I'm just saying it's a hard start. But I do prefer phone, to be honest. Over this, I think this is a bit too much for me. But who's watching? Let's get it today. Rafa's in the group, in the chat. XYZ is here. You got bad quality, bro. Jumper's got bad quality. Is everyone actually okay at the moment in terms of their quality? Just shout me in the thingy so I actually know what's going on. Because like if someone like unless it's from my side or it's just Jumper's side, probably an internet connection from his side. You actually saying it's good. Ascot saying good. Rafa is good. Okay, quality is all right. Yeah. Maybe it's because I scrunched it up. It could be that. And okay, so 1 second. So XYZ said, do you use 4 hours for mapping structural change? Yeah, you can use anything. If I'm looking, look, if I'm day trading, I use smaller time frame. Okay, like the 50 minutes or the hourly. Well, I can use the 4 hours. I mean, even the 4 hours can tell me something. But the 4 hours is more, to me, it's more of a swing trade in my opinion. That's the way I see it. I mean, you can still see it. I mean, like, look, this is a high, lower low, lower. Sorry. Keep getting wrong. This is. Let's do it. Let's bring this over here. This is the low, right? And this is a higher high, and this is a higher low. This is a higher high, and then now the question is, do we take out this? Which is coming to our next point here. I seem angry. Really, Nabil? I think I've actually had a cigarette. Maybe I need another cigarette then. Thank you, Nabil. Sorry, bro. I'm a bit pissed off about the whole thingy. About what you call it. I missed that BTC trade, but it is what it is, man. Fuck it. I'll make the trade today. Yardy's saying looks like reversed Adam and Eve path. Oh yeah, you're talking about this one here. I think this is the Adam and this is the Eve, and then breaking down. But the thing is, yeah, either we should hold above and go higher. But then this is like, you know all these like these trend names, like these memes. They're all memes, really, isn't it? And in my opinion, like memes doesn't have its context for its time in it. If it's bearish, right, you gotta look for bearish memes for it to play. If you're bullish, look for bullish memes in it. But it's a choppy background. This is choppy, which is why during the day trade, going back to what XYZ was saying, 4 hour structure change. Yeah, you can use a 4 hour structure change, no problem. However, if I look on the 1 hour, I start seeing these structures right here, like from this here, and I was playing it all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing this and then break it down and then play it down this way. So it's all the way. Look what happened here. Look what's happening here on this 1 hour. In 2 minutes we close here. We reject it off there. I think we're going to go a lot more lower, guys. Let me have this cigarette and we'll get to work. Right? Then we start looking for confirmation how to play this. I might take a trade quite live actually if this works out. Quite aggressively, but we'll see. I've got an idea. Here. Any other questions before we carry on? Because we're going to go to the BTC View, and I'm going to finish the cigarette in the meantime. J trades from the legend. All the legends trades on the front. Well, a rare breed, to be honest, I'll be honest here. Previous weekly low, not hold, you think, that's another. See, Jumper's actually onto something. That guy's a smart fucker here. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, he's a smart guy. He's already talking about the weekly low now. Shit, this guy is on it. That's another target for me as well. And then from the weekly low, we've got to see what happens. But we're going to be using these structures that I showed you, these blocks, and how to actually enter a trade once the weekly low is taken out, because we'll go for that in just a moment. ES is another point. See what ES is doing actually. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so ES has come to a point over here. This is like a support and resistance. This is the initial high, right there. It looks like we're breaking down. We could come back down to we'll play level to level, so probably play it to this level here first. So that's a scalp trade on ES right there. I mean, where am I wrong on ES? It's gone to 15 minutes. And you can see this block here is causing the trouble. This is capping the whole market right now. You see that? We're going to go through ES in a moment. So, you see how it's capping the market? Now let me put this back to normal. 1 and black. Is it 4 black? Yeah, 4 black. Cool. So you see how it's capping, and we're selling off there. If we lose this low here, then to me, next target is here. Ideally, if we come back here, reject off this low here, then my stop loss, I'll place my hard stop over here, playing it to this target there. That's an SR play. That's ES. And if that happens, I think BTC goes lower. The reason why I use ES and BTC, and Asgard's actually mentioned this a few times on a couple of my streams as well about ES, which I love about that as well, because he's a guy that's actually he's clued in to what's going on. Clued in what way? In the way that he's understanding things in a wider spectrum. So you know how they say Bitcoin is like they say it's a hedge against inflation and whatever. It's bullshit right now, because obviously inflation is going up high, and the UK is 9.1%. I believe the US is about 8.6% or something like that. Venezuela is like 160%. I know. No, was that Turkey? I think Turkey's like 70% or something like that. Well, anyway, inflation is high, right? If Bitcoin's a hedge against inflation, why are we going lower? You know, but it's working similar to a stock. So for you guys to understand, it's remember the one thing, until we depeg from the S&P. The S&P is the stock market. How to explain the S&P? Let me just go on Google. Right. What is S&P? Let's do it together. S&P 500. Yeah, cool. Investopedia. That's a good website. So the S&P is a market capitalization. Fuck man, I don't want to go plus 500. Fuck you. Weighted index of 500. So basically, the S&P is 500 leading publicly traded companies in the US. In the US, it is not an exact list of the top 500 companies by market cap because there are other criteria that the index includes. Still, the S&P 500 index is regarded as one of the best gauges of prominent American equities performance and by extension, that of the stock market overall. So key takeaways is S&P features 500 leading US publicly traded companies with a primary emphasis on market capitalization. S&P is a float-weighted index, meaning the market capitalization of the companies in the index are adjusted by the number of shares available for public trading. Because of its depth and diversity, the S&P's 500 is widely considered one of the best gauges of large US stocks and even the criteria entire equities market. You can't directly invest in S&P 500 because it's an index. What is an index? It's basically a compilation of 500 companies, leading US publicly traded companies put together. So it gives us like in a way you can look at it as an average of the 500 companies. So if well, my face up here, fuck that. Where am I? Yeah. So if the S&P is going down, it's all stocks. It's the stocks of the 500 best companies of the US. So if the stocks is going down, right, that means because Bitcoin is alongside with the XYZ's on the point. Yeah, so because Bitcoin is still correlated with the S&P. If the stocks go down, Bitcoin goes down. If the S&P goes up, Bitcoin will look to go up, right? I'm a bit shocked, a little bit, not shocked, but I'm a bit sad about the idea that how the S&P got higher. To it did a good run, to be honest, right? And then the Bitcoin has just been consolidating, so it just shows that there's weakness. And here we go, fucking hell, right now, it's doing it right now. Which means to me that we need to start freaking doing the plans now. Let's get into the plans to see what's going on, alright? Because we spent 47 minutes. Fuck me, what the fuck am I been doing? I've been chatting too much shit. Alright, let's do this now. Yeah, my pleasure, man. I'm happy to help. So if you guys have any more questions, ask away. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button. Now, let's get into the real work, man. I've been dreading this a bit. Well, not dreading it, but I've been just going off topic a lot. But yeah. Right, so Bitcoin. What was we talking about? Yesterday we talked about this, right? If you come down here, we'll see what happens. We're at a make or break. Make or break in what way, right? We are in an area that we need to reclaim. If we start reclaiming, start holding above it, we can start going to this target here, right? Now we need to start narrowing this out, right? Let's just remove some of this shit because we don't need all of it. So we don't need this, right? Right now. And the focus is really this block here. Can you see it? Anyone see it? Go on the 1 hour. And I'm just going to do it after 1 hour, alright? So it's a 1 hour block here, okay? I'm going to delete all this because it's going to confuse a lot of people here. There's too much stuff here. I'm going to keep on what's relevant. And the relevant ones is these two for now, alright? We'll work it level to level. So what we've had here, actually no, fuck it. Let's go on the weekly. Weekly, how does the weekly look like? Let me hide all this and let's have a look. Weekly wise, right, we are actually in a down. I mean, we've had relentless selling off, right, from all the way from 48k going all the way to 17k, and weekly wise it's not looking good. We're midway for the week. Maybe maybe we get a stop run where. So you see how this candle here, this weekly candle here is down. We're below last week's open, and so to me, it looks like we're not too far from this low here. The low comes down into what? 19,637, right? 19.6k. So what we could do is a few things now. So if I start marking out this weekly low, I'll make this as orange because I know that's weekly for me. Let's label it text weekly, so last week's low. Make that orange. Cool. In a way, right? If I just remove this for a second, what do we have here? We've got a range band environment right here, innit? You can start seeing. Well, this is rough, right? It's not exactly point for point. I'm just doing a rough. I'm gonna make this as orange because I know that's weekly. That's a weekly color for me. And if I look at the daily, let's have a look at what the dailies look like. And as you can see, what did we do? So we made the high. We got below the yesterday, right? So on the Monday we closed onto the weekly mid-range. We closed on the weekly mid-range. We're looking for, okay, that's just a small deviation. We can get back above it and we can go climb back up to 75% of the range, which is 21.3k, and then we're aiming for 21.8k, and we go up higher if we get a breakout. All right. So we're looking for something like this, there and then there and there, and then see if we break out and go up higher. All right. Now, problem is, right? Yesterday we're now below the weekly. Let me do this properly. We're now below the weekly mid-range, right? We're below it, and we're also below the 25% of the range. If we're below here, which means the magnet in price, we're taking out liquidity of, did we take out liquidity there? Let's have a look. This is black. No, make this red, so I know liquidity. What is the low here? Delete this. So the low on this one is 19,890, and the low on this one is 19,889. Oh, it took it out by $1. Fucking hell. So double bottom again. So then, which means if right, so we can start making plans on the upside, right? If we hold this above there, we hold above it, right? Which means stops are gonna, and then we can go to aim for the mid range. Stops are gonna be placed over here, or off this low, because that's where you're wrong. Because if we take out this low here, then we'll most likely go to last week's low. So that's one idea. The second idea is this, right? I know it's on the daily, we're gonna narrow it down in a bit. The second idea is that we come back down, take out the last week's low. Do we hold, get back in, and this is just a deviation, and then we can play back up to 25% of the range and then mid range, and then we see level to level. If we can come back to 21.3 and 21.8, that's all working from there. Or does it do this? Shanks back down, finds resistance, breaks down, and up we go. We go back to the next set of range that we've got here. And what is the outside range? It's this. This is the range that I've got highlighted, ready to play out. You see this low here? That's highlighted in red. That's liquidity there. We didn't take out liquidity. So ideally, what could happen is come back down and then come take out this liquidity. Do we reclaim the mid range at 18k and go back up, or do we take out liquidity, find resistance of the mid range, and off we go back to this area here, which is 16k, 16.1k. Understand? So that's the wider spectrum view, right? In preparation of if it goes up or down, and we're ready for it. So you guys have the idea of what we're looking for and how we're gonna play this. Now, looking at let's go on the hourly, and we can start making plans. Okay. So we've got a few things, right? Oh, actually no, fuck that. Monday. Let me bring out my Monday's range as well, because that's another point that I need to play on as well. So this is Monday's high and that's Monday's low. Bring this over there, change that as blue so I know what's going on, and let me change my coordinates. So the low on that one, oops, is right here, 20.0510. That's the low. Cool. Right, on the 1 hour, this is what I said. So there's a lot of lines. It's messy. I do apologize for this, but you're gonna have to actually follow through. And if you're not paying it, if you're not understanding it, do go back to it and try to, pause it, soak it in, and take it level to level, minute per minute. And if you've got any questions, again, just ask as well. So, afternoon GC, good to have you here. Thank you so much for actually being on the stream, all of you guys, man. Smash the likes as well. Hopefully you got a lot of, you guys have learned a lot over here. There's 34 people in the chat. Damn, got 46 likes. Alhamdulillah. That's beautiful. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much, man. That shows a lot of love. and I really appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, so let's go back to the quick recap of what's going on. So we got the weekly range here, that's in orange, right? You can see that, and we got the Monday's range in blue, right? These are the things that we need to focus on for the time being. I know I've got other lines there, but let's just make it as let's just be as concise. It's gonna get messy. I did say that to you, but hang in there. And thank you so much, Nabil. I really appreciate that. For those who don't know what he's talking about, the partnership. I made a partnership with Delta Exchange. I was with them before, and I back in September last year. I was with them for a few months, and then I left with Delta Exchange for whatever reason. I had a lot of things going on at the time, and we rebuilt the partnership again, and it's nice to know that like I'm getting recognition in a way that people are actually interested, like companies are interested in actually, you know, being alongside of Trader Dank. For those who don't even know, like on Twitter I'm Trader Dank, on YouTube I'm Z, right? That's my name, Z, okay? Z-double-E. It's not the letter, it's just Z-double-E. Zishan, for those who want to search, you know, but yeah, call me whatever you want, man. Don't swear at me. If you do, I'll swear at you back. But yeah. So going back into the focus of it. So you see this mid range, right? Okay, I'm gonna break this down like slowly, so to show you how important it is. Yeah, never got it right. So that's the resistance, right? It's a deviation. So we come back down, find resistance, strike up, find support, come back down, find resistance, resistance. Once we get back above it and start holding, you see the support there. We get above to 25% of the range, to range high. Obviously made the high end. So come back down. Finds deviation, goes back up, finds resistance, shank off. So this mid-range is a very valid range, okay? Very key. A 20.7k level is a key level, okay? For intra-week, okay? So we're playing in last week's low, right? That's what we're talking about. I talked about this here, this red line here is the low over here, and we had a stop run by $1, right? By $1, literally $1. We've got this blue box here. What is this blue box here? It's actually all right. 15 minutes. Why did it go? Oh, fuck knows. Right, let me delete that. And let me just redo the box again. Yeah, so the blue box, right, is literally the last 1 hour candle on the upside, right? That sent the market higher. That was it. That's what it is. This last candle that sent it all the way back up to take out these highs there and come back down. It's a stop run though as well. That's a fucking stop run. Look at that. The stop run. That was a clear stop run because the next 1 hour got below it here, and that was, you could have ended the trade here with clear invalidation with stop loss over there and play a lot more lower, right? And what was capping the market, this black line, if you guys can see, that was Saturday's high. I was saying that Saturday's high, the deviation, resistance, 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 deviation, holds above it, but it's a deviation, another deviation. So that was key, right? The moment we get back below it, especially lose this level here, come back to retest, come back in there, that was also another opportunity to short, okay? So there's so many, like all you gotta do is literally go out for like a couple of minutes, right? And just like zoom out a little bit, and you can see all these lines, all these SRs, all these ranges, and it tells you a story, man. It tells you a story, and that's what it really is. So I was saying to all of us, the confirmation is if we get back above the Saturday's high, hold above it, especially Monday's high, reclaim Monday's high, we can go target 1, see if we get up higher and go high. Right? We didn't do that. So instead, the short scenario that we had in play for this came into play. Now we gotta look at, are we shorting or are we longing, right? It's a difficult one to play. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not so easy. We're gonna start working out level to level. So let's just see how we do. What I'm looking for is this, right? From this box here, do we hold the bullish scenarios? Let's go bullish scenarios, okay? 15 minutes. Start narrowing it down a little bit. We've got a range bound environment over here, right? So this high here to this low here is a range bound environment. Okay? Let me show you what I'm seeing. You see that? And look at what's happened. Price range there, comes back down, broken. It comes as a retest and it's broken down. we can say it's definitely going to be like now it's bouncing to this block here. We're looking, do we reclaim here? We can start looking for longs, targeting there, right, and looking for the mid-range. Mid-range will be around 20.3k, and that's a scalp trade that we can play there. If we break above and reclaim Mondays, sorry. So that's the. Let me pause for a second and just word my wording properly. Okay, we're looking for this now. Ideally, if we can hold above it, we can start saying yeah. We hold above it. Now I can say that's my that I can long here with a stop loss of here. That's my validation there, and I can play it back up all the way to potentially Monday's low. And then what that is basically the question is this a deviation of Monday's low? Because if it is a deviation, we reclaim and hold above it, and then we can start playing 25% range back to weekly open and back into the mid range. Okay, and then from there we'll see what happens level to level, or do we do something like this? We retest there, and from there break down, lose the low here, and we can start shorting back into this area here. And the question is, target 1 will be here, target 2 will be here, and the next question is, do we come back into here, target 3, and then take out this stop loss target 4, and then back into last week's low, and that'll be target 5. That's the shorting scenario that we got there. All right. These are the trades itself. So I'm going to break this down into, so that's the bullish scenario and that's the bearish scenario that I just showed you there. Okay. Now, at the same time, you got to look at it this way. So you know how I actually drew this? Control Y. And I was saying this is a range bound environment. We can start scalp trading right into this. If we step into here, right? So let's just do this and do that. Right. Let me draw this as red. So it matches that. Then we start looking into this. If we step back into it, right, just like I talked about Monday's low, bring this back up. Just like I talked about Monday's low, is this a deviation of the range? If it is a deviation, we've been doing something like this. Let me delete all that and break it level to level for a scalp. Right, this is all scalps here. Question is, do we come back into here and retest that? From this retest, is this just again a retest for us to either break down? And if we break down, step back into this range here, from this low here, for example, then we start breaking down to target 1, going to target 2, and potentially extending it. If we lose this this blue box here and start breaking down again, this liquidity will be the next target there, target 3, and then we can start going to weekly low, target 4. That's the shorting scenario I got there. Right. Same time, go look at it this way. That's the shorting scenario there. The shorting scenario we can do is, does it come back into this range over here? Comes back into the mid range. This is actually a trade. This is a trade, a scalp trade, with validation below the low here, because if we break down and start losing it, we'll take out the lows over here, for example. Okay, we can scalp trade from here back to here. So which is, we're talking about from 20.2k to 20.3k. It's $100, but a scalp trade is a scalp trade. We can make 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. We can make something out of it. Then the question is, from this mid-range, do we break down, find resistance? And if we start breaking down from the, and this is a deeper pullback, right? Break down, start finding resistance. We can start entering for here, for example, targeting here. And if we lose this level, back into here, like I was saying, that'll be target 2, target 3, target 4, looking for target 5. That's that. What happens if we get a deeper pullback? And I just said that to you about Monday's low, because if we come to here and we start ranging and holding it, we can start playing the next set of targets there and the next set of targets there. So we said 20.3k was the mid range. The next level will be 20.37k, and the next level then will be 20.4k, 20.43k. Right? So that's the range bound play that we're playing in there in the scalp trade. Right? It's going to be a scalp trade. You're going to start looking at the 5 minutes. 5 minutes and how you can see resistance over here. The moment we take out this high, so if we have a close above this high itself, let me make this black, which coincides with the 75% range, it's bullish to go up to the range high, which is at 20.43k. Okay. So I was saying, what happens? So that's the play there. From this range high, do we hold above it? Go back into this level. Monday's low. We're getting back to Monday's low at 20.5k. Now we gotta start looking at this. Is this a deviation of the range of Monday's range? And if it is a deviation, then we start playing the next set of targets. We can still hold our longs, because remember, at any moment, if we start breaking down, for example like that, you cut the trade because we're gonna go back lower. Okay? At any moment. So you're gonna have to monitor this. It is a make or break. Now, if we get to the Monday's at 20.5k, and we start getting above it and start holding it and start reclaiming it, this will now be my compounding opportunity to go higher to 25%. From the 25%, we'll start looking back into this SR over here, this SR there. That'll be target 1, target 2, looking to go to target 3. Weekly open, and I think that'll be the trade is done. If we do that in a day, I don't think it's impossible to move from, I mean, we're at 20.1k to 2100. That's $900. I don't think that's impossible to do in one day. If it does do it, happy days. We can play the move all the way back up, and we can just so for example, let's just say that we reclaim Monday's low, and this is the confirmation. This would be the confirmation to here, for example. This would be the confirmation, as that's the deviation. This bit was just a deviation, and then you can still play this part of the leg. So there's ways to play the leg. It all comes down to what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with scalping, be careful with scalping. Just watch it. I've done the plan. You can actually go back to it as well. And fucking have my hair. You know, have a haircut. Yeah. So what you can watch the plan itself, and you can understand what's happening level to level, and you can just like, in a way, as you're watching, you're learning, okay? And you can learn from it, and then obviously if this plays out tomorrow, we'll do the recap and we can break this down. So then that's we can look for adding that to your arsenal in terms of trading. Artie goes, why don't you think we've just retested the block, red 0 level, and we should be in bearish scenario? So what do you mean by that, brother? Can you explain that to me? So yeah, that's the play there, okay? So that's the bullish and bearish. Now, I did say to you, oops, I need to remove all this shit down. I don't want all this here. Yeah, and I did talk about breaking down, and we can start playing here. If you want to wait for confirmation, let it do its thing, let it range band over here. The moment, like, it's a make or break. It's very, like, I wouldn't trade this just yet. I'm very, and that's why I spent a good 40 minutes just chatting to you guys and going on a story mode and whatever, and going for the recap, because I understood that price is gonna range band here. Let price do its thing. If it breaks up and hold above it, we play it. We play it all the way back up, right? To this level, to this level, to this level. And then we work from this level, see if we reclaim to this level and the next level, okay? If price decides to say, you know what, fuck you, I'm range banding here and I'm gonna break down. If I start breaking down and lose this level here, this low here, this liquidity there, we can play this level to this level here. And that's our confirmation to go low, and whatever the deviation was above here, if it was up here, that would be stop loss, for example. Okay, and we can just play it back to range low. Then from the range low, we can still remember, if we enter into this range low here, and let's say, like, you know, like it's breaking down, comes back down over here and start breaking down around resistance and breaking down, we've now entered the range I was talking about. Do you remember this range here? This is one day. Let me go on the 1 day, sorry. Yeah, we've entered this range here. This is a range bound environment over here, which send the market back higher, and we've come back to retest up the range high, but ideally I want to see that 19.9k hold, okay? And then from there we work it from high to 75 to mid range, and then see if we take out this liquidity back to 17.1, back to 16.18k, okay? That's what we're looking at, and I'm going to show you the plans for this one, for example, if this happens. Let's go on the 1 hour. So, let me delete all this stuff. I need to figure out a pen tool, man. A pen tool that can actually do that quickly, because I don't like the one on TradingView. It's a bit annoying. But yeah, so we got this here. Can you guys see it right there? Let's put this there. All right. So then we were like, all right, cool. Price has decided to retest, break down, lose the thingy, the weekly open, and then this will be my ideal scenario to short back to this 25%. Why? Because we stepped back in from this high to this mid-range. We're stepping back into this area, so we play it level to level. All right, so yes, we are in last week's high, last week's range. But at the same time, if we lose last week's low, we're stepping into a new range, which is this area here, okay? Which will run from 19.9k to 18k, okay? So that's what we're looking at. Then if we, so if we lose this is your confirmation, because we lose Monday's low and we're breaking out the initial low itself, and then we'll see how it goes, breaks down, and that'll be next target, target 2, potentially to target 3. If we get to target 3, we'll see what happens. Do we lose this level, find resistance of the original stop loss that we were placing over here, because we didn't take it over there, and then we go to target 4, and then we see we got to target 5. That's it, trade done. And if you have done that right, for example, what would happen potentially would be, let me just remove all this. If we're playing on the downside, you can place a hard stop above the high of here, a hard stop here, and you can play it all the way down. So let's just say, for example, if this was a trade, let's do a shorting scenario, and let's say I entered around here, and my hard stop is around there. To mid-range, we're looking at, that's a 1.5 hour trade, and potentially we can go all the way to range low, which is 3.3 hour trade. And we can compound as well, right? Compounding will be another episode there. So Yardi says 15-minute candle at 9:30 UTS. Like Universal Time Studios. What the fuck am I saying? Cool. Sorry what he's trying to say to me. So let's go on 15 minutes. Okay, so he's saying, yes, you already asked, why don't you think we just retested the block red 0? Oh, are you talking about this here, right? This red line over here. This line over here. And we should be in a bearish, no, which one? Oh, say 9:30 UTS. I think he means about that. Is this the area you're talking about? This retest over here. Is that what you're talking about? Above it. This line here, or in the middle. Top one. Say top or middle. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. This camera just fucking messed on me. Yeah, freaking battery is shit on this one. Display capture. EOS, E1. Cool, we're good. We're good, yeah? Around 20.218. Oh, he's talking about this one, around this level here. So look. 20.218. Oh, this level here, you're talking about this one here, right? The low. Yeah. So I think that's what it's explaining. If I'm wrong, Yardi, just tell me that I'm wrong. But I think he's referring to this level because he said 20.218, and I got 20.217. So yeah, it could be. I think it could be a bearish retest. Yeah, you're right. It's very well. Where's the confirmation? The confirmation will be once we lose this low, because this is the bounce, and we're gonna have to start working it out there. The reason why I'm not looking to actually trade just yet is because we've retested this, right? We took a stop run, and this is a block. If it's a bullish order block, right, and it's supposed to hold, we should start reclaiming it. We should start reclaiming it and hold it and go a lot more higher. That's what I'm looking for. So this is a make or break, or we could start breaking down and go a lot more lower. Because of these two possible scenarios, it's a very tricky one to play, because what we got there is just a retest. This here is a small range on a 5-minute, 15-minute chart or whatever, right? So it's not enough for me to say to me that we can actually that we should start shorting it right now. Yes, it's valid to short, right? But the mid range is over here. I mean, you can place a stop loss up there, but the gains ain't gonna be that worth it in my opinion. Like if I look, I'll show you. If I do a short scenario right where we are right now, so we're here, I'd have to say a hard stop up there, and then it's a 1.1 hour trade. To me, that's a fucking wide stop loss in my opinion, right? Now you don't have to apologize, bro. Like asking questions, good. Never apologize for questions, bro. Honestly, anyone who got any questions, just throw your questions. You should never ever apologize for that. I think asking questions is key. It's really key for you to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Because you don't want to be around like, yo, Z's talking shit here today, you know? And then never come back here again. I don't want that. But because it's a make or break, it's really important to understand which side, because I could be, it's a flip a coin. It's a flip a coin kind of thing, kind of mentality right here, right now, right? It literally is. Look, I'll show you. You see this? This is the play. These are the two plays that can happen, right? And I got my stop loss. Yes, I got my invalidation. You're right there. I got my invalidation, but I'd rather wait a little bit longer and wait for New York to come in and see what's happened. Give me a second. Forex. Is anything going on with the Forex calendar today? Forex factory calendar. Oh yeah, this is another alpha. Use this in your own trading strategy. I said this in one of my streams as well on forexfactory.com. The calendar bit, as you can see, it tells us all the stuff that's going on today and any impacts that's happening. Like something like so you got G7 meetings and whatnot. Now impacts wise, you look at the red ones. The red ones are the ones that's gonna actually move the market the most. It's gonna be choppy. So you got FOMC, you got for example, the Fed Chair Powell speaks yesterday as well. That's red. That was going to impact the market, X, Y, and Z. You know, loads of other stuff. So are we having anything today? Today's Wednesday, 2 o'clock. So that's another tricky thing here. Look here today, at 2 o'clock in the UK time, which is literally about 2.5 hours away. Mr. Powell is going to be chatting a little bit. He's going to chat a little bit of breeze, a bit of shit out his arse, up and down, right? Yeah, Lagarde this is happening today. The FCB president as well. That's all happening at 2 o'clock. BOE is happening today. You can call me whatever, bro. Anything, whatever you like. So there's a bunch of stuff that's happening today, and because it's 2 o'clock, and look, Euro's affected, GBP's affected, USD's affected, which is why I'm calming the fuck down. I made 14 hours, 15 hours, or whatever, 14 hours you want to call it, and I'm calming the fuck down because you don't want to get suckered in. Like, look, Monday was a good trade. We had all these shorting scenarios on Matic, Solana, AVAX, what else? BTC, Ethereum, and we took them, right? I know I definitely took them, and I made a good 10-hour trade. Yesterday, I took Ethereum. I made a 4-hour trade. That's 14 hours. So like I said, if I'm risking, for example, $100, right? I like saying these small numbers because most of us don't have like 10 grand, 100 grand, or $1 million. Most of us don't have it. If you did, you wouldn't be on this on the stream, innit? But it's a journey for all of us, right? So building, either you got a 100k account or $1,000 account, and all we're doing is we're just building the account up by taking the right trades, having these plans that we're making as we are together. Literally, it's not my plan, it's our plan. We're playing in this together. We're talking because you guys are asking me all the questions, and I'm answering it and showing it to you guys, so it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've got major impact today, right? As you can see, it's all red, right? And because of that, you have to be a bit cautious, and which is why I'm cautious. And at the same time, the chart is telling me be fucking cautious. There's no need to rush in the trade. We're in a bullish order block. It should be a bullish order block. If we hold above it, if we do this scenario here, it's bullish. If we do this scenario, it's bearish. Now it's flipped. It's now become a bearish order block. So now we're going to look at what happens. And all I'm looking for is confirmation. I'm looking for the right move to take so I don't fuck up. And I don't want to lose any money. I made some good money. I don't want to lose anything. Like even 1 hour, 2 hour, I don't want it. Because I need to pay myself, right? Just like everyone else wants to grow their account so they can buy a car, a Lamborghini or whatever, or retire their family and stuff like that. But I've got to pay myself. I've got stuff to run in it in the house. I've got like my mum to look after as well. I've got a lot of things riding on me. So when you've got something riding on you and you've got a lot of pressure on you, fuck it. We all got fucking pressure. Oh, fuck it. Let's do this. Alright, it's dank time to talk now. You're saying that I'm keeping it real, bro. You gotta keep it real, Lurock. Honestly, man. Those who chats a lot of shit and just talks and says buy the dip, buy the... What fucking dip are we buying, fam? Don't get me wrong, I bought some alts. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have bought some alts. Why? Because of the EBTC. Let's see what the EBTC is saying. We'll come back to the range low. As long as this holds, we're good. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. Oh yeah, you guys can't see. EBTC, right? And I took some alts, right? I'm saying some alts. I think I bought 20% or 25% of my portfolio of USDT that I have available, and I've bought it because we made a clean smash above it, and I'm looking for a retest. As long as this holds, it's valid, and then we can play a lot more higher. But we'll talk about it in just a moment. So, what was I saying? Yeah, but spot buy. Yeah, it seems a bit early, you're right, but I've got my invalidation on ETH, and that's the reason why, like, I'm wrong. Obviously, we'll talk about ETH in a bit. We'll talk about the spot buys, and I did mention it. I think 2 days ago. I think it was about 2 days ago, or it was Sunday. I think Sunday. I did the Sunday stream. I did mention that I did, I'm starting to buy certain spots. But no, we'll see how it goes. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But hopefully, the power guy don't fuck up in it. That's what it is. But honestly, you've got to just take... What was I saying, guys? What was I saying? I fucking don't know. I was saying something before. Before Lurock says keeping it real. I fucking don't know. No, I'm really got to think. Pressure. Oh yeah, pressure. Turn the hands paying attention. Talking about family, yeah. You guys, and risk management, yeah. You guys are on it today. So yeah, pressure. We all got fucking pressure. All of us. I'll tell you my story, right? And hopefully you can relate to your story and into your own life, and hopefully you guys can actually learn from my mistake and yeah, you can learn from my mistake and do better, because I was chatting to this kid, right, on Twitter, and he was telling me yesterday that, oh, you know what, big love to you, I'm really happy that you got your partnership, blah blah and stuff like that. And I said, bro, like, you know what, end of the day, God gives, God takes, right? I believe that God gives and God takes. I'm a Muslim. I believe in God. Whether you believe in it or you don't, that's entirely up to you. Like, this is not a religion program, or whether you believe in a higher being or like the universe will give you what you deserve, that kind of thing. It's pretty much the whole same concept, really, right? But I was saying to the kid, right, that God gives and God takes, right? And me personally, I've been through a lot of shit. So when I was 23, I was at uni, third year pharmacy. 2 weeks before exams, Pops passed away. And I really thought to myself, fuck this shit, I'm not doing it again. Alright, I don't want to carry on. And my boys, Jamin and Ali, love to these guys, man. I would die for these guys 100 over. If they cut me up in like 100 times, I'll die 100 more times for them. 100%. There's a few people that I'll do that for. Jamin and Ali's on the list. SC's on the list, NJ's on the list, XO's on the list as well. These are the guys who are always been real to me and always been good people, right? Anyway, a lot of shit was happening at home, right? And when I came to crypto in 2017, and I found like a leeway out. I was like, yo, this is a possibility for me to get out of this shitty situation at home, the shitty situation I'm dealing with financial pressures and whatever. I can't keep up. I'm struggling. I'm going to uni and I can't even freaking eat, bro. Asad's in the house, man. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, and I just couldn't eat. I didn't have money to eat. Literally that. I went for 2 years like that. 2 years of uni where I didn't have money to eat. And my boy Jamin and Ali, they both clocked on. They're like, hang on a second, this kid is not eating no more, blah, blah, blah. And then they got upset. I told them the situation, blah, blah. And they got upset at me. They're like, all right, cool, you're eating with us. Like, whether you eat eggs every day, you eating eggs as well. So they fed me, man. They really did feed me. Alhamdulillah for that. And I went to James' wedding in Mexico. And I couldn't say no to it. I couldn't say no to any of these boys. But we all got this situation going on at home. My story is just one story. Each one of you guys, like Tunahan, Asgard, Nabil, Tristan, you got Lurok, you got Yash, Assad, we got so many here, NJ, we got Yardi, we got so many mans here, Jay here as well. You guys all have a story at home. behind this keyboard that you guys have a story of pressure and financial difficulty, or be it like depression, or be it like stress, anything, dude, or health complications, or family situations, and you guys are all here on crypto. Forget the stream. Fuck the stream for a second, right? Just fuck the stream, right? My stream doesn't mean shit, to be honest, right? Because you know what it is. End of the day, you as an individual you're here to make yourself make your life easier in the future. That's all you're trying to do, right? Am I wrong in that? Like, if anyone says I'm wrong, then please tell me I'm wrong here. And you all found crypto as an easy way out. So you know what? If I buy and spot buy, I can make $1,000 going to 100K. Now 100K, I can buy a car. I can actually put money deposit in a house. I can do this. I can do so many things, right? You're thinking like that. Throughout the whole bull run in 2021, we all thought like that. I thought like that. The first thing I did was just look after my mom in it. Like, my mom is my mom in it. Like I may have difference of opinions with her and argue with her. Well, not argue. I'm a grown ass man. I don't argue with a woman. But like I may differ in her opinion or her ways or whatever. It's moms, isn't it? Moms are fucking pains in the ass, but we love them. But end of the day, she's my mom. Same as your dad. Same as your mom, same as your brothers and sisters. A lot of us are having issues with our family. Like, you might have not spoken to your brother or your sister or your cousin because of something of a bruv, it's a fucking miscommunication, though. A lot of the problem here that we have with our family is miscommunication. It's because they're set in their ways and you're set in your ways. What I'm saying to you is be the bigger man and literally just chat to your family. Break down, man. Bruv, like, I lost my fucking dad at 23 years old. Do you know how fucking shit that is? Do you know how tough that is? Some of you still have your mum and dad, right? Whether you don't talk to them or whatever, you still got your parents. Give them a call, man. Like, look, it's Wednesday today, Friday. Every Friday I phone my mum. Right? She came down on Sunday, and she was down to like 10 o'clock in it, and I was knackered, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, mum, like, please just go." Like, in my head I was saying that, right? I'm like, "Mum, please just can't you tell I'm yawning?" But it's my mum. It's my mum. I'm not gonna say shit to her. But like, she would slap me right now. I'm 30 years old and she will still batter the shit out of me, and I'll take the beating from my mom, right? So what I want you to always remember all these pressures, all this stress that you have, all the difficulty that you're going through right now. Even if you're not going through any difficulty right now, you went through some yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 4 or 5 years ago. That difficulty, that's your driving force. That's the one. So like, as God said, man's want to make some money right now. We all want to make some money right now. But you have to remember, when you're doing this trading game, it takes time. Sorry. It takes a... Daygoro saying, like, try to quit smoking, think about your long term. Yeah, true, man. Yeah, it's true. I'm not going to argue with that. I do. It's an addictive game, and it's really, really bad. But yeah, so I was saying, yeah, the trading game, it's a tough game. Just take it easy, man. Honestly, just take it easy. There's no need to rush, right? Whether you, like, even if you paper trade for 6 months, it's better to paper trade for 6 months and learn for 6 months with not losing any account. I've got these plans that I do every single day. Look at Monday, for example. I'm banging on Monday because Monday was such a beautiful day, which is why today I'm a lot more relaxed, because it's a make or break. 2 o'clock in an hour and 15 minutes, right? Or 2 hours and 15 minutes. We've got something that could fuck the market or be good for the market. We don't even know, but we've got to be careful. But which means that if I'm being patient, right, and I need to pay for, like, and I need to pay for bills and stuff like that. End of the month is coming. I need to pay mortgage. I've got to pay bills. Just like all of us, we all got rent to pay. We got bills to pay. Even if you don't have bills to pay and you're living at your parents' house, you still got your mobile phone to pay. Everyone's got a mobile phone bill to pay. So take your time, relax, no pressure. Literally, don't let the pressure that you have on the outside affect what's in here, right? What's in here, that's you. You've got to actually hold that in stability. You hold that in stability, psychologically, you master this, there's nothing that can fuck you up. Because all you're doing is, when you make the plan, you're sitting back and you relax. I said to you yesterday, 80% of trading is the plan. You gotta make the plan, which is why we spend every single fucking morning to actually do this. What's it so high for? Yeah, see this. Freaking my mind bounces left, right, and center too many times. But anyway, yeah, it's about making a plan. So if 80% of it is in the plan, I spend like an hour and a half. Yesterday, I spent nearly 2 hours with you guys, right, just chatting, going through a lot of scenarios and whatever, doing a bunch of different altcoins as well, and I did these plans for me and for you guys, so you guys can learn from it, and you can use my system, implement it in your own system, right? I'm not charging you guys. I don't want to charge you guys. I don't have a pay group. I don't have anything. I just have a hobby to want to see people have a better life. That's what I give a shit about. And if we spend more time like that in terms of actually looking after people and being kind to one another, I think the world will be a better place, in my opinion. All right, that's my 2 cents. So yeah, let's get back cracking as well. So where are we? So we're talking about BTC, right? Let's just quickly read these questions. So you already said another question. BTCD goes to, say Bitcoin dominance goes down above and hold 43.6%. Oops, go too much. 43.6 level percent level before EBTC retest. Doesn't it mean that EBTC will probably dive down to? Well, no. If Bitcoin, so if you're saying if Bitcoin goes above and hold, so look, so we've done the plan for Ethereum. Let's talk about BTC. Yeah. I discussed this yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before or Sunday? So I definitely know I discussed the plan of BTC, right? Of BTC Ethereum. What I was saying is that this could be a deviation. If you reclaim and hold above it, it's a deviation of from the range low. Okay, then what this is a macro mid range, right? Macro mid range. Let me show you quickly. Can you see? So this is a range bound environment, range high, mid range, range low. That's all it is, okay? Simple as that. Let's go back on the hourly, and now, what's going on here? So now, if you remove this for a second, right? Remove this for a second. What you can see is this, right? This is the mid range, right? So, are we coming back here to retest these lows here, and then break down? Lose this low over here, shank it down, and go a lot more lower. Alright? Is that what's happening? Because this 40, so you're already saying 43.6 level. I'm saying, yeah, pretty much. For me, it's 43.9. Pretty much close. Not a big deal. I think 43.6 is around here. It's about, oh yeah, so he's talking about this consolidation over here, right? But look at the macro range. So I was saying that we bounce up here, we can break down, and as long as this holds as support as resistance and this holds, that's great. Because the moment we break up and start holding above it, then yeah, Bob's your uncle, we're going to go a lot more higher. Bitcoin dominance is going higher. Bitcoin's going to shank, in my opinion. EBTC is going to shank too as well. Ethereum's going to shank, the market's going to shank. That's the honest truth, right? So this is where we're going to look at stuff, right? So now let's bring him back into that range, right? Now this range here that I drew, right, is literally this. We've got a range here, right? Let's make this so what it is, we've come back into this range, as you can see, we're holding above it, take out this high, and we can say that's target 1, and that'll be target 2, potentially target 3. And that's the mid range at 44.3, yeah, it's 44%. Then we gotta start looking at this, do we break down, find resistance off this, we might come back into this high over here. What is this high there? Let me draw that out. This is the last high that's in the market down lower. So we could do something like this. Delete all this. So we could do something like this. So we come back up here and come back into wick into here. Break down, break down, break down. Bob's your uncle. This is your trigger to go a lot more lower. And then we come back here. And then we see if we either hold it and range bound in this area again, or do we do something like this? Break down from this low here, lose this level, find resistance, off we go, Bob's your uncle, confirmation, further, and let's go. And if this plan happens here, EBTC will go up because Bitcoin dominance is dropping, which means money is moving, is shifting away from Bitcoin dominance, from Bitcoin into Ethereum and alts. And if that happens, happy days we play. Yes, I entered the EBTC chart early. I entered my alts a bit early, and I'm wrong in the idea temporarily, but I have my invalidation. Okay, so I'm playing that off. I'm happy to actually add on buys as it shows me the right way. So I get better. It's like it's a DCA in a way. I think it's bullshit, but it's I have my invalidation. As long as I have my invalidation, I'm happy. All right. So that's what Bitcoin dominance can do. We've stepped back into this low, and to me, we're gonna go a lot more higher. All right. We're gonna go a lot more higher. I want us to see us probably tag this, and if we come back down here, right, then this is just a deviation of the range of that mid range, and then of this SR, and then let's go lower. Bob's your uncle. Here we go. That's Bitcoin dominance. Make sense, guys? That's what I'm looking for. Bitcoin dominance. Oh, mother. There we go. No. Do I swear too much, guys? I want to know. Do you guys think I swear too much, or is it like, do you want me to stop swearing? Like, you know, what do you guys? What's your take on it? You guys saying we need to have segments like this? Yeah, like what? Motivation talks. And security, Lurex security. It's the one thing we strive for. Either you create it or avoid it. All the boys on this stream want out. And now putting the effort to learn, and we thank you for helping up, bro. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, put the effort into it, man. Honestly, it's for your own good, man. Honestly, it really is for your own good. Oh, quick one with EBTC. Is this? See this I saw there? Resistance, resistance, deviation, resistance. If we get back down below it, fucking let's go, man. Let's send this motherfucker back down to the gulag. You know what I'm saying? Oops. The gulag is over here. And that's your confirmation for the gulag. Make sense? So Jay is saying it's life coming from stress because we did stress. Yeah, it's all about stress, man. It's stress. Stress means everything that interacts with you, but you've got to control that stress, man. Like it's easier said than done. Honestly, I'm telling you. But I'm telling you this, right? Do I tell you? Do I not tell you? Fuck yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've got nothing to hide. So shortly after when my dad passed away, right, I had a lot of shit going on at home, you know, X, Y, and Z, university, this and that, and I became depressed, right? I became depressed. I was suicidal. I was honestly suicidal in November 20... What year was it? When did my brother pass? 2015. Yeah, November 2015. I remember... give me one second, guys. Oh. I really need to go pee. Bear with me, I've been doing this for time. Sorry. Sorry guys. Yeah, I was saying that I was depressed in it. I was depressed, suicidal, and I got look. We all been through that stage in it. We've all been through the down in the gutter, the bottom of the bottle. You know, life is shit. Everything is hard, and you want an easy way out. And what can you say? I had very little people around me at the time. Fortunately, yeah, I had very few people. I probably had 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 people who really, 3 or 4 people that I didn't expect, to be honest, as well. I mean, at that time, I didn't expect them to actually support me, to get me out of it as well. And one of them is my uncle, and his wife as well, and they've been really good to me. And one day I want to pay I want to repay everything they've done back. So in terms of like their kids, I will always look after them, because they look after me as if like, well, they're not my uncle, he's my cousin, but because he's a lot older, we're Asians, we call everyone uncle. But yeah, it's shit, you know. I get it. I know exactly what happens. It's shit when you go through shit, and it's hard and it's tough. I get it. But I've been there. I'm not here to judge. I mean, I've been through it as well. You know, most of us has, and so I get it. I totally get it. So you got nothing to worry about, but just take your time, man. Honestly, just really take your time, man. Lurock saying, at what point did you grow your trade? You know what? Let me just do these plans and I'll answer all these questions as soon as possible. Because we are sidetracking, and this is going on an hour and 40 minutes. It's a long time, and you guys have got stuff to do as well. So Ethereum here. So I'm looking at, again, similar situation. Just a quick overview. I have a range here. I think I might. Yeah, the range is actually holding out. Last week's low. Right, let's look at that. Same thing. Sorry guys, I know today I've just talked a lot than I should be, in my opinion. So this is the low and this is the high, and let's do this approximately. Let's do this as orange, right? So we've got a lot of ranges here. It's going to be a bit messy. Sorry about this, but as you can see, so that's, let me just delete this for a second. Right, and you can see this is the play we're playing, right? The play is this last week's range. If I do the 4 hours, and we do so we do the Ethereum play, and then we'll do a Q&A, right? So now this is where it gets interesting here. Okay, so let's talk about the view on Ethereum. You can see resistance. We get above, and then we cook. Fucking hell. Okay, so you know what? My camera's decided to play on me. Never mind. So I'm just gonna bring this up here. Can you guys hear me? Right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. But yeah, so yeah, I was saying, so resistance. We come up, smash above it, and we come back to support, lose it, resistance, and we're selling off now. So so already Ethereum is showing me there's more downside here, right? Downside in what way? If we could, you see this low here, that's capping the market on the 4 hours, right? So someone asked me about the 4 hours, and then this is, I do use it from time to time, and I can start marking out levels and whatnot. Now, the thing is did we already get too many retests there for us to go a lot more lower, right? Because you see, we got this block, we got 2 sets of blocks here, right? So rectangle, this is the last low that's in the market higher, and we're in this area, and at the same time, this to me is the key point. This is the last low that's in the market higher, right? So we're talking about Bitcoin going a lot more lower, and for us to be bullish, right? If we go on the 1 hour, let's have a look. If we can refine it, that's what we're looking to refine the trade, and the refinement is this here on the 1 hour, and the refinement for this is this here, which shows us we've still got some more downside to go to, right? So that's what it's showing to me, because look, the key thing is we're below the mid-range. If we're below the mid-range, for example, break down target 1, break down target 2, all right? That's the key thing. But what between the mid-range and the range and the 75% range, so if I do another range bar here, and I can see, look at this, lo and behold, you can have a look. I'll change this color to black, right? Go on the 15 minutes, right? And you can see that we're finding rejection. Yes, we got an SR over here, like that's the SR right there. This is the SR there, right? And you can see support, come back down, resistance, and sell off, right? So, and you can do this as well. Another set of no, I wouldn't do that. Fuck it. So now I'm looking at this now on the 15 minutes. If I go on the 5 minutes, we can refine this a bit more sharper. So if we get a push back into this mid-range over here, right? Push back into this mid-range, start breaking down. To me, I mean a hard stop up here, because if we reclaim and hold above it, we're gonna go. I mean, we'll see how this happens if we can actually find a rejection and come back down. But if we hold above it, we take out this stop over there. So we're looking at the scalps over here and then expanding this trade out there. So if we break down, whichever, either it pulls back over here, pulls back into this block over here, right, or it pulls back into here, whichever it does, at the moment it breaks down, right, and loses slow here, see this low here, right, finds resistance, then we go to target 1, target 2, okay, and that's the scalp trade done. Potentially we're looking at target 3 here, back into this here, consolidation over there. Then from there we watch how it goes, right, because if this loses this level over here, that's 75% range, find resistance, breaks down, right, this is now the confirmation to play to the next supply and demand area, and that would be target 4. See how that happens, and we'll see if we can get to target 5. And that's the trade done. That's the shorting scenario on Ethereum. It looks a lot heavier. It looks a lot heavier, and I'm more prone to thinking that I'd be happy to do the ETH short, to be honest. I'd be much happy to do the ETH short in my view, but we'll see how it goes. That's the bearish play. Okay, bullish play. How do we play this? Again, remember, wait till 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is going to be the key, all right? So bullish play is this. We got this, right? We know this level here, 1160 level is the mid range of the weekly, and then at the same time, 1172. Right, is the range low of the Monday. So we know we've got a few things to look out for now, right? So if we start to reclaim and hold above there, this is an SR, I can start saying, you know what, let me zoom into here. I can start saying, you know what, I can play level to the next SR, because the next SR is here. I'd enter if we start holding above here, for example, right? Targeting 1, looking for target 2. See how it works. If we start breaking down over here, I'll cut the trade. If we reclaim and hold above it, my next target will be these one here. I'll probably look at target 3 over here and then see target 4 there. Then from target 4, I see what happens next. Do we hold above it? Do we get back above it, hold above it, and then go back to this? Because this will be the key. And then we start looking at, well, hang on a second, is this a deviation of Monday's range? It will be a deviation of the Monday's range if we start holding above it. And then we can start playing a new trade to this target 1, back to weekly open there, that's target 2, going to target 3, mid-range. That's the way I'll be looking at it there. Or if that doesn't happen and we are bearish, right, and it's just a retest, then I'll be like, all right, then how would I actually take the trade? How would I take the short? I'll take the short if we get back into this, right, because this is the mid-range. Remember, this is the mid-range. You see the 0.5 there. This is the mid-range. If we get back below the mid-range, we enter back into this, the quadrant is here, and we're playing it level to level, back to these areas here, and see if we can come back to this area there, and then if we come back to from this area, do we lose this level, come back to the next supply and demand, which I discussed about, into these areas, and see what happens. And that's the way we play it. So it's a patient game. I'd wait till 2 o'clock. And let the play happen, because it's gonna be risky. We might miss the trade today. It's very possible that we might miss the trade, and I think if we miss the trade, it's not a problem. There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow things will be clear. By tomorrow, we'll definitely be a lot more clear. But New York is gonna be the key. So that's the play for Ethereum in terms of the bullish and the bearish play. Okay, does that make sense? All right then. We've done the stream for an hour and 50 minutes. I'm gonna end it quite soon. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to have a cigarette and I'm going to go through all your comments and then respond to you guys, okay? Any more questions? Ask me, right? So at what point did you grow? Oh yeah, so Lurock says, at what point did you grow your trade profile and knew you can make a full-time living off it? I am learning after being interested since 10. Just never took action. I need to go full-time, but need to, yeah? Need to get to a point of having enough knowledge, and I'll follow your whole group because you are. Oh, thank you so much for your kind words, bro. So I've been in the game since 2017, right? Like, well, crypto. I haven't essentially been I haven't been into what do you call it? Yeah, so 2017 I went into crypto, made some money in 2017 because it was bull run, very easy to make money because you just buy and hold. 2018 lost it all. From 2018 around February time is when I became one of the SE students and I started learning price action and focus on price action. And I've been in the game. I've been doing that for for years. What happened was in 2019 I took some time out. It came to a point where I was working and I wasn't being in the classroom so often. And what happened was that yes, I had a decision to make. Do I continue start and learn, or do I, because I qualified as a pharmacist, do I actually go to work, because I was working 6-7 days a week already. I was already doing 6-7 days a week while I was trying to be in the classroom, and it was really hard, really hard. And I made a decision at that time to take some time out of crypto and trading as a whole, focus on actually working for the purpose of buying a house. And I made a promise to myself that in 1 year I'll buy a fat yard, and I worked 6-7 days a week every single day. I mean, the most I did was literally about 9 weeks, 7 days a week, and I was traveling all over the UK. I was going to Portsmouth, I was going to Gloucester, I was going to Bristol, and I'm from Birmingham. I was going to Guildford, I was going to London, I went to Middlesbrough, I went everywhere, right? And then so I got the house in 2019, and then I thought to myself, all right, cool. I need to get my feet on the ground to understand bills and whatever, and how much money I need to have as a minimum. And once I got my foot in the ground, then I start going back into trading in 2020 quite heavily. Like, all the knowledge that I gained from SC, I've never lost it, because it was instilled into the mind. And what happened was, in 2020, I started becoming more profitable. I understood that scalping was my technique. It was my way of trading, and I started killing it. I killed it on the scalping game, and I was scalping shorts on the fucking bull market. All these pullbacks, I was taking. Oh, look at that! Look at fucking Ethereum. But I probably will not take a trade today. But I've got the plan set. I'll have a look at Bitcoin. I'll put Bitcoin up on the background as well, so we can keep an eye on this together. See, at the same time, Bitcoin is in this range there, so it's in here. So, like I said, hold above it, get above, or break below, go down. Right. So these are the plans that we need to start seeing what we're gonna do. But yeah, and then I became profitable in 2020, but 2021 in the bull run, I had a big sum of a decent size capital, decent size spot bag, and it was NJ. I was still working, during the bull market, from January, February, March, all the way to September. I was down at NJ's one night, and NJ's like, bro, how much money do you have? And I told him how much I got, and he's like, bro, you can do this full time. Like, you've actually hit the profit. You hit 6 figures. I'm saying it I'm just sharing it with you guys. I hit 6 figures at that time, and from a small account. And he's like, dude, you can actually do this full time. Why the fuck are you actually, working and trading full time, and doing both full time? And it's for me, I was addicted to working, very addicted to it. I love working, and it was COVID time as well. So I felt like I had a duty to the NHS, I had a duty to this country, the United Kingdom, and because they gave me such an opportunity in life. So I felt like there's no way I can turn my back to the UK. I can't do that. I'm not that kind of person. And which is why I stuck through the whole COVID. So when surgeries were shutting down and it was coming on to us, and we had to do I'm a freaking prescriber, man, as well at the same time. Man, bro, I killed the pharmacy game, man. Alhamdulillah, I killed the pharmacy game. Elizabeth, good to have you here. We're coming to the end, actually. We're just Q&A kind of thing. So I killed the market. I killed pharmacy. I killed the market on the upside as well. And then September is when I took the time out. So it's been September since I've actually worked as a pharmacist. And I mean, I still got my license. I'll still renew it. I've renewed it just recently when I was in Mexico. Just in case. One of those things. I always have a backup. That's important. I'm not like trading is like I want trading to be my life, but I don't want it to be my sole life. I want to have a backup just in case if shit hits the fan or something happens or whatever. I need to go back to work and whatever. I need to go back to work. So I always feel like I got a duty to the United Kingdom and to serve the country in whatever way I can. For the healthcare, for the people, for the elderly, for the youngsters, for everyone, and that's what it is. I still have people like friends and family who always phones me up and discuss like healthcare issues and whatever, and I'm still the pharmacist to many people. Most people don't in the family don't even know that I do this for a living. I don't tell them about it. It's my business, innit? But yeah, so so yeah, it did take me a little while to realize I was profitable. That's the truth. So. I have to share. Yeah, man, bro. Bam Bam Bitcoin saying like he wants to retire his parents, bro. That's the beautiful thing, man. If you guys have goals like that, that's the best goal you guys can have, and I think it's the most beautiful thing to have. Cause like if my pops was around, dude, like I'd buy him a Range Rover. I'd retire him from work. This is what I would have done before I even actually quit pharmacy as a whole. Retiring from work, give him a capital that he like. I was like, yo, pops, you're good for X amount of years, innit? That's half my capital. There you go. And I would have done everything, man. Pay off the mortgage and whatever. I would have done whatever I can do. But the fact that you're saying that, Bam Bam, I really appreciate that, man, and I respect that. And that's I think that's the key. You know, when you have such a beautiful goal, you wanna get yourself forward and you push yourself. So yeah, man. Let's have a look. Okay. So name says actually getting 9 to 5 to make me less reliant on trading, as I believe less stress reliant on trading will make me a better trader. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, true. I mean, I was still doing my 9 to 5 job when I was still trading full time. I mean, I could have quit at any moment, you know. Like when I hit it, once I hit, I think it's different to every people, innit? Like for example, like you could hit a 50k account. You built it to a 50k account. And you're risking 1%. 1% of 50k is $500, and you're making a week. I don't know. Let's say, look, we've done this week, right? We done 10 hour, right? That would have been a $5,000 account, right? Plus the one yesterday would have been 14 hour. Let's say you do. Let's say you do 10 hour a week, a month. That's $5,000. $5,000 for many people is enough for them to survive. And you can still be, and I think that's possible for you to actually go. In my opinion, what I believe is that you should always have 3 months capital as a minimum, 3 months capital on the side, just in case you have bad months. It happens, it does happen. So at least you know you got that going. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Check out EpiPen, adrenaline. I got too much adrenaline in my blood. Yeah, man. So your wife loves you. My parents don't worry. Bills always get paid. If should I need more, bro? That's true, man. You don't need any more. You got a loving wife. You got a family around you. Things are like the minimum of life is sorted out because people are struggling to pay fucking bills, man. Like it's so bad. It's just so bad, man. But yeah, man. And Jay was saying like trade with small position until you become consistently profitable. If you don't do that, you get wiped out. True. That's why risk management is important. And I think Saturday I'm gonna actually get that out. I'm gonna make the plan signed tonight, and I'm gonna actually get everything all sorted out. How I'm gonna actually go around it. And risk management is really important. And what's shank? Shank basically means like it goes down. Like it's a slang in English, in British, in it. So if it holds above it, it's great. And if we go bang, that's to me that's a shank. Like shank man's in it. Shank is like you stab someone in it. So if a market goes down and we're expecting upside and it shanks me down, it's fucking just shank me in the heart, in it. But yeah, Red Blue Green says I think opening both a short and long hedging one another totally makes sense here. I don't see market fucking around too long before choosing direction. What do you think? Well, I've never been a guy to open hedges. You know, I've never been a guy to open a long at the same time open a buy. I've always been a type of guy to actually say, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for the market to tell me what the fuck he wants to do, so I know this is the direction. I can relax. That's what it is. And Nabil saying just swear better. Yeah. Oh yeah. So about this, I was asking you guys, do I swear too much? Appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. That all you guys actually showed me a lot of love, man. Lyrics, it takes a man to open up on that, and means you overcame the struggle. We're all human at the end, and being a man of faith, you'll understand that even the strongest of men have had their bad days. Yeah, man, absolutely right. Lyrics right. Whether you're Christian, even like Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, actually had bad times. You know, the Romans, they tried to, they killed him. Well, we believe that he was in Islam, that he was sent to heaven. And I don't know what the Christian belief is, but he came back. He came back to earth. He was alive. He never died. Or I think the Christians believe that he did die, and then God raised him back. So he had his bad times, had his bad moments, and he was it was at a time of magicians. People were not magicians. Sorry, a time of difficulty really, and he had the power of healing. In terms of the prophetic belief, in terms of the book of God, and even he had his bad times. And if you look at Moses as a Jew, he had bad times with Pharaoh. Pharaoh tried to kill him, tried to get rid of him. Even as the Muslims, we believe in Prophet Muhammad, and he had his bad times as well. Kicked out. He lived in Mecca for 13 years. Struggled over there for 13 years. They called him a magician, a truth sayer, a bunch of words. They called him named bad words. They named him. They called him an orphan. He lost his mum and dad when he was young. X, Y, and Z, and even Jesus as well. This Mary the Virgin. Even she had bad times. If you look at some of the greatest stars, look at Muhammad Ali. He was called Cassius Clay. Changed his name to Muhammad Ali. One of the fights, I forgot which fight it was, man. The opponent didn't want to call him Muhammad Ali, called him Cassius Clay. And he was so rounded up to it. He's like, call me by my name. That's my slave name. He literally said, that's my slave name. And he overcame that meant the psychological game, that's it's psychological warfare. Look at Mike Tyson, for example. Muhammad Ali went to prison because he didn't want to fight in the Vietnam War. Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson was a ferocious beast. And look at how he is now. He's such a calm guy. He overcame all that. And he even said that he wished he never did what he did. Bit like Evander Holyfield's ear and stuff like that. All these great people that we know, we look up to, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, they all had bad days. We're human. They're human, just like us, So, just be careful. Just be careful. And look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you guys ever have any dark days or dark moments, whether you want to say it on the chat, we can spend a good couple of minutes and we can talk to you as a family, or you can DM me on Twitter, Trader Dank, and I'm more than happy to chat to you guys and spend some time with you guys, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, we're human, and I think we should actually look after each other, and I believe that as well. So what's your camera? My camera is the Sony ZV-1, right? So the camera itself, right, it's bugging me up. So I know the camera battery life is kind of crap, so I bought 2 more batteries, extra spare batteries. I'm gonna charge them up. Actually, I'll charge them now. Actually, and what it is that the charge itself, right? I know, or before I bought it, it was gonna be quite bad. So when I plug it to the PC, it should charge while it's playing, but it just drains the battery out of it. And I've used it every single day for the past month and a bit. Actually, even before then, I was using it when I was on the In It for the Tech stream itself, and I don't know what's going on. It's a shit battery, man. Really, really pissing me off because I want to be able to stream with the camera, and I don't want to change the camera because it's such a good camera, and it cost me £800, man. It's a lot of money, man. Fucking hell. But yeah, man. I think so. Let's have a look. So if anyone makes money in trading, who would lose the money? Because it's a zero-sum game, in my opinion. If everyone makes money, yeah, it's true. There's got to be winners and losers, crypto potato. I believe so. That's why we got liquidity. It's a liquidity hunt game. So you see how Bitcoin is coming down this area here. If we come back down, now we're starting. Oh, is this bit playing out, or is this a fake out? So if we lose this low and start breaking down, then let's go down lower to range low. What else we got here? Yeah, so that's it then. ETH is shanking down. Everything is shanking. Yeah, everyone's using the word shanking now. Yeah, ETH is shanking. Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's just come back down over here. I'm a bit cautious today. I'm going to be a bit cautious. It's only because of this whole Fed thing. What's dollar index saying? I want dollar index to break down, you know. I want dollar index to start breaking down over here. That's what I want. What's the ES saying? Let's look at the dollar index. This block over here, right? This is a 4-hour block, and price is found that this is an area of resistance because we've got deviation, resistance, 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 coming down. I mean, we come back down. Sorry. So we come back down, resistance, come back down. Is this a resistance? Because if we start hold above it, reclaim, I think dollar index goes up higher, which means I believe the ES will go down and whatnot. It's more confirmation for ES to go down. Looking at ES, what's happening with ES? So yeah, like I said, level to level. So it looks like we might be coming down here. See how this goes. But yeah, ideally, if we lose this level here, especially if we lose this level here on ES, right there, it's not good, because then what that is even if I do this range, right, so you got this range here, this is 25% range of the 2021 range low. Yeah, so you see how this is. I mean, look, we've got the high of 25% range and the low at the range 0, okay, range low. So this is the mid range. You can see resistance, resistance, deviation, resistance, resistance, come back up. So ideally this could come into here. What could happen is literally this: price come into here into the mid range, potentially come here as a deviation. Once it holds above it, that's to me along back to target 1, back to target 2, right? And then we play it level to this next target over here, and then we go to this next target over here, right? So that's ES. And if this plays out, happy days. I think Bitcoin goes up. We're gonna monitor it, see how this goes. But if we lose this level here, which I was saying, if we lose this level, come down here, breaks down, and I think we go back to here. That's target 1, and then from here, that's a range bound environment. That, yeah, I said target 1. Yeah, target 1, and then from this area here, with ES, this is a range bound environment. This is a range bound environment. From there, we've got to play it level to level, back to these levels over here. Okay, and we'll see what happens. Do we come back over here and hold above it and carry on going higher, and then it's just like a retest, a random retest of the range low, or do we come back down lower and break down higher, break down a lot more lower? And if that happens, we short the market hard. But if this plan happens on ES, Bitcoin will go down and we short the market down. But if this happens over here, get ready, guys. We're going to short the market a lot more harder than it already is. All right, so that's my opinion. Okay, use a dummy battery in your camera, bro. Can I do that? Yeah, so even Muhammad Ali is saying, I lost 100k in crypto, blew up my account on this year. I was crypto hodler since 2000. Oh, bless you, bro. Really sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I think it, and that's why paying attention to price action is really, really important. It sets you apart, you know, because then you're able to cut trades when you need to cut trades and enter trades when you need to enter trades. But inshallah, you get it back, man. Inshallah as well. I mean, look, if this is the bear market and the next Bitcoin halving is in 2024, then fuck it. Then we got no choice. We can't argue about that. We can't get sad about it. We prepare ourselves for the next 2 years. If we can actually learn TA, and even if I can get better at my TA, then I'm gonna be fucking sharp for the next run. Like, I'm gonna be disgustingly sharp to a point where I'm gonna be murking this fucking market inside and outside. And I don't give a shit, and I'm happy to actually blow everything apart, and that's what I want to do. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. It's been lovely talking to you. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 9 minutes, man. You know what? You guys have been fucking fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful community as well. And you stuck with me. 47 likes, man. I really appreciate that. That's beautiful to me. Thank you so much for all your time. It has been a bit of a different kind of stream, to be honest, today. Yeah, more of what do you call it? More of like, you know, psychology. You know, talk about my experiences, and I've been quite raw with you guys, to be honest, and open up with a few shit. We talked about we talked briefly about the ETH and BTC trade, and looking at ES and looking at dollar index. I also discussed about what the Forex calendar and why is it important to be patient, right? So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, so Khalil asked, I only spot trade. Does the same principle apply to spot trade? Of course it does, bro. Of course it does. It's still a market. All right, price goes up and price goes down. So the same principle that if you spot trade, if you only spot trade, what you're learning here will actually allow you to enter and exit a spot trade. It's the same principle, dude. Okay. So canceling session, Tom. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, man. Love to all of you guys. Hope you guys got some value of it, and you got into the life of Dank a little bit. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and speak to you soon. Love.